I want to talk about your niece.
Yeah.
You asked your niece to do a book report. Can we tell her first name?
Yeah, absolutely. So Christabel, and she is my sister's oldest child, who's a college student, by the way. She's only 20. Yeah, she's 20 years old.
Okay.
And she's in her, this semester would technically be her senior year. Right?
What town is she in college?
She's in Bowling Springs, North Carolina.
Okay.
So, but she's got 1 year left. And she's really, it's funny. She's actually going criminal justice route. She wants to she's not
smart kid.
Wants to go down the Homeland Security route or FBI. And of course, if you ask,
use the help.
Well, it's funny. Before that, she was very confident in this. And then I said, well, what are you going to be doing for this? Because we went out to Arizona to spend time with my parents. We hadn't been in Arizona at Christmas time in I don't know how many years. It's got to be 15 years or something. I don't know since I moved away, which would have been 2006. But I said, what are you gonna do? She was like, well, she was asking questions about me. She's like, so I know you do financial planning, and I understand that sort of, but like, what do you actually do? Like, what do people come to you for? I said, well, essentially, they're trying to help build their wealth, and that's multifaceted. It's not just about putting money into their 401k and showing them how to invest it, right? It's multiple ways of building wealth. Cutting taxes is building wealth, right? If you cut the tax bill and you're able to reinvest it.
Yeah.
Giving advice on their real estate, which I was just doing with a client, yesterday. And it's, hey, what do we want to do? Do we buy? Here's the 4 properties I'm looking at. No, don't buy the first 3. Those are garbage. Buy plan D, right? And that's the one that has cash flow, and that's going to be a better investment long-term, less maintenance. And so I was telling her, explaining that, and she goes, well, do you have any books you recommend? I said, well, you got to change your mindset. She goes, well, what do you mean my mindset? I said, I've already heard you talk for about 5 minutes what you're going to do with your life, and you got to change your mindset. And she's like, well, okay. So what would you start with on a mindset change? I said, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, which we talked off air about.
Great, but I had Noah read that when he was 16.
Right. Yeah. And same
Robert
thing.
Kiyosaki.
Right.
Yeah.
So as a mindset shift will happen. First, you're never going to really build wealth without the mindset shift, because it's so anyways, I said, I'll get you the book, and I bought it on Kindle and sent it to her. It was cheaper that way. And faster. Well, it was immediate, right? Like, here, you can start reading this now. So she read it, and she wrote a book report. I said, I want a book report on my desk by Christmas, right? And jokingly, right? And she goes, no, I'm going to do it. I said, okay. It took a little long.
A book report on Robert Kiyosaki.
The whole book.
On Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Yeah, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Yeah. So she wrote the book, and it was, I was impressed. I got to tell you, she really took the time. She took a ton of notes, and I want to read the part of it here, which is very interesting, because it's essentially the gist of what people come to us for, but they ultimately don't get sometimes, right? So building wealth.
This is based on Rich Dad's Guide to Investing, or the quadrants,
Rich
or
Dad,
whatever.
Poor Dad. Well, it's Rich Dad, Poor Dad, the original book.
Okay.
That's sold, I don't know, tens of millions of copies, right? Building wealth is a multifaceted venture beyond just working hard and obtaining a well-paying job, even though that's what we're all told to go do, right, in school. That's my ad. But while working hard and having a well-paying job can aid in building wealth, working hard does not ensure wealth, and a well-paying job does not ensure financial stability. Building wealth requires financial literacy, knowing the difference between the rich and the rest, learning how to utilize and manage emotions, constantly learning and seeking knowledge, and choosing the appropriate mindset. Wealth is a culmination of daily habits, willing to learn, and choice of attitude. Love that.
Well said, yeah.
And it is a mindset. It's a mindset shift. And that's why I told her that in the beginning, and she got it. Now, when I ask her, I say, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? She's like, well, she's not as confident as what she was before.
Because she doesn't want to work for the man. She wants to work for herself.
Just wait till my sister, finds about, how she's.
Way to go. What are you doing, Brian? What are you doing to my kid?
Her up.
Nice.
And I just wanted to think outside the box. And I think that's what clients come to us, is to think outside the box. Some of the, it's a financial IQ, right? You might have, and we have, we have some of the smartest. We've had literally rocket engineers, right? Rocket scientists. They got their PhD in whether it's in medicine or engineering or whatever. They're incredibly intelligent, but they don't have a financial IQ. They don't have a financial, and the reason is they didn't spend any time researching it, right? Or they did. It was the mainstream. Hey, I got to save in my 401k, and I'm supposed to do this much, and that's all I need to do. But they didn't change the mindset. And then if you actually talk outside that box, because they don't have the financial IQ, the idea gets pushed away because it's too much risk.